Sometimes you regret that you fell asleep again. Now I had an opening. I met Heidi Miesbach, Matthias oder Tobias Kraft. It's kind of like, oh, and I met myself. I introduced myself as Bernd Kraus. It was just kind of like, okay. So what to do today? And I put always a list of when I restarted the AMFAP in August. I thought, oh yeah, the last thing is I talk about fabrication and then we're done. And since then, it's just goes on. So I don't dare to stop. There's sometimes even days where I want to do 2, 3, 4 after one, and it's not that it's getting better. So I have to calm myself down. Routine. Yeah. This is a routine. This is even a digital routine because it involves a computer. Nevertheless, is the reality I practice it in essential for it. Routine seems kind of like a contra creativity. But this is probably also why the when and what for the artists needs a sort of conservatism, because a lot of have a tendency to also to develop a routine with their practice, because it is in the best case a kind of a question of permanent questioning, and therefore we need stability. And I think routine, a lot of people have routine, but often are the routines kind of like organized by others. You have to be at 7:30 at the job, at 9:30 you have a break, 12:15 you go out and have a kebab every Monday to Thursday, and on Friday you get a fish burger by McDonald's. So these routines are actually, the responsibility of these routines are outsourced or are put up on you. So then the question that I have asked myself most of the days of the day, the month and the year, yeah, I could get up now. It's probably then 6:15, but then it's an hour later. I could get up now. I don't have to. So the routine I'm very best at right now is my cold shower. And I think that's something that they tell you also when you do cold baths. As soon as you try to negotiate on the beach whether you should go down the steps, so this is now I'm talking about a particular beach, not all beaches have steps, but if you every morning restart the negotiation of going down the steps, this will never become a routine. And for me, it's also steps down, and I have to switch on the hose, and then that leads down to the garden shower. And I think there is a kind of like, it must be kind of like a cognitive statement written into, okay, that's what we're doing. So it is an automatism. Bathing pants on, water on, down the stairs, no thinking, switch on the shower and under. And it works. The benefits, saving energy, but that was just a side effect. I didn't think about that. Having a shower, Yeah, I have my clothes on, so it's a limited shower. You're refreshed and the day starts. Oh, this is actually a Wim Hof routine. So if you want to hear more about that, visit Wim Hof's not therapy center, but you find him online. He's probably the only Dutch anybody will remember in 500 years. So routines, and that is of course the same thing in the studio. Yeah, get your stuff organized. Don't create already disorganization and questions that you arrive at your studio, at your workspace, with things are not in to start to work with. Sometimes it's also good to let something unfinished from the evening before, so that come back into the studio and you have at least another 15-20 minutes to paint the candle holder, you build a canvas, sometimes you have to do phone calls. So I think it's good to in this crazy freedom, a zone of freedom, I think it's good to build a tiny bit of structure, material wise, mental wise, but also routine wise. Yeah. So I think it's a good thing to have breakfast, to have lunch, and to be also clear when to start and stop work. Not for anybody's sake, but just for the sake of your creative stability called routine.